Well, hello. It is Cindy. My channel name is Love to Scrap for Fun, and my Etsy shop is called Love to Scrap for Fun. And I want to do a flip through of two junk journals that I'm going to be listing on Etsy. I made two of these sunflower themed junk journals. Um, They're pretty much the same, but a little bit different. So I'll just try to do a quick flip through of both of them. So they are 9x6 and a 3-inch spine. I put together different kinds of denims and what you call it Franken-stitching, and stitched them together with orange thread. And I had pockets that I took off of some jeans. These are kind of two different kind of pockets. And I embroidered sunflowers on the pockets and then made it into a pocket on top of the junk journal. I also put a little cluster right here with some fabrics and a button, and I have a little dangle charm of a golden leaf. Inside there is a journal card that I have put a tassel, a fluffy tassel on it, so it looks kind of cute just sitting there in the corner like so. And it is done with some sunflower fabric. You probably saw this fabric in the previous junk journal video that I did. So this one I put ties with that material and did the inside cover with that sunflower material, and I did that on both of these. So you can see I have a candle lit right here. I see some people do that in their videos, and I was always afraid that I'm gonna flip like this into the flame and burn it up or something, but I'm gonna try it. This is a new candle from Bath and Body Works, and it is called Freshly Brewed Coffee, and it smells so yummy. It's one of those new autumn scents they have, and I love autumn. And I have beautiful trees that have beautiful autumn leaves that come down onto my ground in the fall, and it's a lot of work, but they're so pretty. So the inside, I did make a belly band, and I layered it with different fabrics and little, those are, I forgot what they're called, flat back gemstones, and corrugated paper and just notebook paper, book page paper. And here is a tag that I did put a silver eyelet on there, and I did run this through with a texture folder, embossing folder, so it has little ridges on it on the top. And I double did the this is from those file folders. I have a ton of them from I repurpose them from, I work for a school district in the special ed department. I'm a secretary. And at the end of the year, all the schools send me the dead files. So I save the file folders, and I cut off their names and put those in the shredder, and I take home tons of file folders. So I put double thickness on this one. Most of them I put double thickness. And here is the side pocket, a double pocket. I did do this wax seal with a sunflower imprint, and then I highlighted it with gold foil pen. And I've just got some little journal cards here that slip inside these little pockets. And there's some machine stitching in throughout here. I did orange thread and I did brown thread. And here's the fabric flip up. And I've got some little notebook pages. It's called There's No Gnome Like There's Gnome Place Like Home, and it has a little gnome there, and it has mushrooms, and there's a lot of copies of it in there. And here is some vellum, and these are avocado dyed pages. This is my handmade rice paper made from a napkin. Here's some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby from a few years ago. And I did put some cluster tabs on, there's 6 of them on 6 of the pages. And they're also machine stitched. And that's a napkin covered over the other side of the blank page of that one. And this is from a book. It's like supposed to be an autumn scene. That one's really pretty. And some ledger paper, and this has 3 signatures, and all of them I put sunflowers on them. I created them with my punches, and they're 3D double-sided. Here's another book page. This is really cool because it has an old pickup and it tells you about it, and this was taken from the South. It's a book that has different places of the United States, different beautiful photos, and so I picked out some fall ones. And there's a pickup, so I thought, hey, that kind of goes hand in hand. There's pickup there, there's an old pickup there, there's an old pickup on these pages. And this is a covered envelope, window envelope, and inside I put a few notebook pages with the sunflower on them, and then I put some 3D stickers on there. These are bright little gemstones. There's a bumblebee and there's a sunflower with a little bee there, and it does have a side pocket. And I've got a journal card there, and here there's the vellum paper. There's another tab, and I did some stenciling. That's my sunflower stencil. And then I cut off the top of some jeans and made it into a pocket, and I kind of layered some fabric on there, and I fussy cut a fall looking butterfly, and then I put Nouveau drops on it for the middle, and I added some cute little journal tags that are put through my embossing folder. There's a little hedgehog, and there's some eggs, and here is an envelope, a coin envelope with a journal card in it, a vintage type. And this is cute because I left the belt loop on there. And that's done with book pages and a napkin. Here's some handmade paper, coffee dyed papers, and I did some stamping. And here's some sunflower vellum paper. Another layered tab. And this is a craft colored envelope on the inside here. I fussy cut a pretty butterfly. I did some stamping on here, added some little journal cards for that tuck. And here's another little pocket with some more autumn forest animals, raccoon and a butterfly. And this folds out, and you can do some journaling on it. And it's glued right there, so. And inside, oh, I did do some fussy cutting. There's a mushroom and some autumn leaves. And here is a couple of journal cards. And I just put this paper clip right there to hold the piece of paper shut. And here is the middle of this second signature. Is it the second? Yeah. And these are some really pretty digitals that I bought a few years ago. I have some doorways that are and inside of a window decorated in autumn, vintage looking. And at the top I left openings at both of these. This one doesn't have anything in it, but you could put something in there and hide it. And here I just put a guest check. I had decorated the guest check with some sunflowers. And I put a little corner pocket here, and here's the flash card, and I just sewed some ribbon on the top and added a fussy cut butterfly and some pieces of a napkin there, and just some words that says growing things. And here's some of the sunflowers that I put on the signature strings. And there's some fussy cut leaves. And I did some stenciling and stamping on this page. And put a corner pocket here, and there's a cluster here. This is a little wooden leaf. Nuvo drops layered on top of different papers and lace. And it's a double corner pocket, so there's a space there and a tuck there. And here is a wolf, beautiful wolf, and just some ephemera, some journal cards with the fall theme going on. And here is an altered paperclip. And here is a card, just a blank card with some beautiful wolves. It's a beautiful card that I picked up in a collection at the thrift store. And I did some more stamping with some, it's a good way for me to use my fall stamps, or else they just sit in a drawer in my craft room forever. And this third signature, this is glued on there, this little tab, and then it folds up, and there's a book page there with some Black-Eyed Susans and a little blurb from the book that I took it out of. I fussy cut a butterfly and put it right there. And there's some ephemera and some more vellum page and coffee dyed papers for your journaling. And one of my clusters I put on this doily, and then I fussy cut that green beautiful butterfly. And there's a tab for that one. And this side I glued down some book pages out of a German book, and then I stenciled the sunflower on there. And I included just, here's a piece of notebook paper. It says a to-do list. And another forest animal bunny. And a sunflower journal card, vintage journal card. And there's some children's print paper. Did some more stamping. And there's the signature ties with the gorgeous little sunflowers. And there's another tab right there. And here is some ephemera to fill out. And more forest fall animals. I think that's a woodpecker and a frog. There's another cluster on the doily and another butterfly. And this is a paper clip, an altered paper clip. It doesn't come off of this paper clip, it's glued on there. So you can, and on it, it's a vintage thing from a book. It's called Autumn, and it's for interest. But anyway, you could just put the paper clip down on top of any page you want. I was keeping the pages together. There's 3 coffee dyed papers here. And there's the vellum page. And scrapbook paper with a tab here. and some more of the book page with the black-eyed Susans. And there's another journal spots with some coffee dyed paper. And then there's a little tuck spot right here. And here is a hidden journal card. I had made a bunch of those at one time. And this has orange Nuvo drops on it and just layering of book pages and a napkin and some stamping and machine stitching and a fabric tab. And this is a bookmark, and this has dangles from a broken necklace that I had got at a thrift store many years ago. And this one is wired on with wire, so it can be shaped any way you want. But I kind of put it in the middle of the junk journal, like so, and then it kind of hangs down on the side like that. And yeah, and then the last page, I didn't want to make it too bulky. I didn't put anything, just left the beautiful fabric look on the back. And I will put the link to my Etsy shop on this video. And a quick run through on the second one. This is a little bit different. So it has a different little fabric cluster right there, and it still has the little charm. And it has a different journal card at the top. And it has the fluffy tassel. And this one, I layered it with burlap type lace. And this one is layered with, this is some fabric that I fringed at the edges. And the sunflower, you could see this pocket was a little smaller, so I made the sunflower smaller, but I put 3 leaves on there, different kind of green. And this is a bigger one because it was a bigger pocket, and there was only room for a couple little leaves at the corner there. And this same thing here, but different butterflies. Oh, and there are little tabs inside there that you can slip your pen in there. I didn't really have any extra pens to put in here, but I left a place for you to put your pen. And this has kind of different little journal cards than the other one. Kind of different papers, but basically the same. And this fabric flip up is similar but a little different, and it still has the same "There's no place like home" notebook pages. And this one has the fold out envelope in a kind of a different spot, but it has the journal paper there. And this one has a card, and it's autumn themed. Little smiles across the miles, just to say how much you're thought of at this time of year and always. So that was in a pack that I had got years ago at a thrift store. So what a perfect junk journal to put it in, an autumn themed. And here's little ephemera pieces. And I did some stamping on the back of this one and fussy cut a butterfly. And here's the pocket, and I got a little tuck down here with some tickets. And here's some ephemera. And here's the coin envelope with the ephemera inside. And this book page has this. This is from the Northwest. That's a pretty autumn page. And then we got that there. And there's the vellum. There's the signature ties. And this has a picture of an old barn. And on the other side, this is really pretty, this old train in a autumn setting. And there's your ephemera to-do list. There's a fox. This one has different forest animals. There's a tab, and then there's the window envelope with some sunflower notebook pages. And this one says bloom. It does have a little bumblebee right there. And bling. And there's the side pocket. And this is the avocado dyed pages. And you got that. It's the same. Some, what do you call it? Stamping. And then in the middle of this one, these are different scenes of a front door with pumpkins and sunflowers. And there's a guest check at the top of that one. This one also has a place for you to put something. This has a little tuck right there with some ephemera, and there's your signature ties. And here's a couple little pieces of sunflower ephemera held inside of there. Stamping. And here is this cut out from jeans, and then I zigzagged around the edges with orange thread and layered a fussy cut butterfly on top of some textures and nouveau drops in the middle of that, and some ephemera. Stuff to fill up your pockets. And the beautiful owl. And here is the bookmarker for this one. And here's the tab on this one. Has different papers. And this book page is some autumn trees. And this is your hidden journal card. Did stamping and all that good stuff. And orange nouveau drops. And there's the fussy cut beautiful butterfly and vellum paper. And here is the same type of altered paper clip. And it's holding together some pages and the handmade paper and the doily with the clusters. And this has a little, looks like a kangaroo rat and a dragonfly. If you love dragonflies, you got to buy this one. I love dragonflies. I've been painting rocks also, and I painted some rocks that have owls and dragonflies, and they turned out really good. Haven't done a video on that, but here is an altered paper clip, and this has these wolves on this card. I love wolves. I think they're beautiful creatures. And it's not their fault that man is moving into their territory and they're looking for food. Okay, there's bear, and there's a cute little mouse and a decorated flashcard. And here's some ephemera with a fluffy little yarn there. Tab, doily. And this side pocket, this has some mushrooms. And this ephemera put through the texture plate has like a beehive honeycomb texture on that one. And there's part of a book page that talks about autumn's blazing colors. They call it a pageant. And then this side has the flip out with the journal, coffee dyed journal pages and some more ephemera, a beautiful bird and a sunflower. And just from a book page, some trees changing colors. And there you go. I hope you have a great autumn day. This is the first weekend in October. I'm in Nampa, Idaho. And it's starting to cool down into the 60s now. And it's time to cozy up, light a candle, do some junk journaling. And you can always buy mine. Thanks. Bye.